Hey, in this video, I'm going to talk about staying grounded as a private practice owner, staying grounded as a business owner. And if you're like me, whether you started a few years ago or you started recently in your private practice, you wonder, or you have wondered at some point, have I lost my mind? Why am I doing this? How is this uh, logically sane that I would put myself out there and take all this risk and become a private practice owner, because certainty is not part of this game, and there are so many ups and downs, and we can go through the list, from income to client flow to you name any part of being certain about your business and your future. Like, it's just not there when you own your own business. So I applaud you for starting your own business and taking the risks that you have to get started. If you started recently, like I said, or you started um, a few years ago, I think those all still apply. And I've been doing this for almost 5 years, and I'm still dealing with some up and down. I don't know. Some things have gotten much better, and some things are pretty much resolved, I think, on how I deal with my anxieties. But there's always a new growth lesson, which reminds me too, when you go into private practice and you do your own business, you are entering the most concentrated self-growth laboratory you could imagine. All of those insecurities and stuck points that you deal with on a day-to-day as a human being get magnified as you do your own business. And then on top of it, we do a business where we are our product. So everything gets kind of just thrown back into our face in terms of how to grow as an individual. And while it's uncomfortable, I think a lot of times when we're going through those, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I think it's been uh, just invaluable from my perspective. I say that now because I'm feeling pretty good about my business right now, but I guess ask me again when I'm not feeling uh, so hot about what I'm doing. But one of the techniques I want to talk about, one of the techniques for grounding myself that I use, and it's been really successful, is I call out my thinking. There's like a emergency going on here, so there's a lot of sirens. But I try to call out my thinking, and it helps me separate my awareness from whatever thought that I'm having, so I don't make decisions from it. I don't completely buy into it. And one of the ways that I do this is I try to remind myself that this is a journey I'm on, and unlike or not like any other. Let me say this again. Just like any other book you might read or movie you might watch, those stories have ups and downs and different struggles and trials that the main character goes through. So I try to imagine that I am writing my own story. I've made this decision to do private practice. No one else made it for me. And I am going into some chapter where things aren't going so well. And I want to be aware and open to what that can present to me in terms of learning, because in the moments that it's happening, it's not comfortable. But I also know that everything, when it comes to its culmination, has taught me something very important. And so I try to remind myself of that when things aren't going well, or I'm not feeling well, or I'm feeling more anxious about something. And that helps me stay grounded. Basically, what chapter would this be in the book about me that I've decided to write? So I never lose control of me making the decision that I will be successful, but at the same time, it's kind of like, but there's still going to be things that I'm not in control of, and if I can surrender into what those are, then the lessons kind of come out. And again, it doesn't feel good at the time, whatever I'm going through, just like it doesn't for you, but it does help me stay grounded, and it helps me keep my thoughts in check, so I'm not making decisions from a place of fear or scarcity. And I don't know, it kind of works for me. And I don't know what chapter I'm on right now, but there's definitely more to come. But I'm curious, like, what do you do to keep yourself grounded? How, in this place of private practice, owning your own business where it's just naturally volatile, like, what do you do to make sure that you're not getting carried away in your anxious thoughts or places of scarcity and making decisions from there? So drop a comment in the comment section if you're watching on YouTube, or I guess you just send me an email back if you get this through your email inbox, and let me know what you do. And then next week, we'll jump on the next topic and go from there. Thanks for joining me and this continued conversation, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks.